Seraphine. Nicolle. Hnaselmann.
Hi everyone, welcome. You're live again. Today's topic, depression. Wow. Okay, welcome. As usual, do tag your friends, tell them you're on, and share so that they know we are on. I'm Nicolle Hnaselmann, your host, and this is Success Your Way Movement. Today's topic, depression. I am waiting for my guest. They are not totally themselves, so we're trying to be patient and see how it turns out. Otherwise, we'll keep the show rolling and hope that our guests can make it. Cool. Yeah, go on and tag your friends.
Nicolle.
Hi everyone, I've got some good news. Our guest has made it. So, we're talking about depression. I'm your host, Nicolle Hnaselmann. This is your platform, Success Your Way Movement. If you've not joined us yet, do join us on our Facebook page, in our group, on YouTube. Anywhere you're comfortable and happy to join us from. So, we'll talk about depression, a topic I don't take lightly. If you want to know more, I've done lots of videos about like depression and mental health, mental awareness, all of that in details. There's so many videos about it. But today, mainly, we want to talk about our guest who will share her own journey. You know, like sometimes you look at people and you're thinking, you seem to have it all. What do you mean that you're depressed? What does that even mean? You know, you're like, and some people don't even know when they are depressed or when their friends are depressed. They'll just think, oh, they're in a bad mood or whatever. They'll dismiss it for anything they want, but they don't, because we don't understand depression. So we'll talk to our guest and she'll share her own story and we can see whether we can relate to it and everything. And as we talk about this, I want to clear the air. I want you to understand this. I'm a life coach. I'm a certified life coach. And Sash, my friend, calls me her therapist. Because, let me put it this way. Sometimes when you talk to somebody who is your friend and you're comfortable, you feel like they're being your therapist. As a life coach, I have to do the coaching side, but not the therapy side like a shrink. And when you're my friend, even if I'm a therapist, I can't really do therapy on you, if I may put it that way. So we have to differentiate those things and understand what is a life coach and what's a therapist. But when you come to me and I'm helping you and I notice that this is a help that needs a therapist, I'm always happy to refer you to help. So wait and hold on, Sashona. I don't like calling her in full because it's I start mispronouncing. I know. She'll explain to us in details her journey and everything about saying shrink. A shrink. I didn't want to say shrinks. She'll tell us everything. So hold on right there. Do share with your friends, tell them we are on. And before the end of the video, I'll share my own tips of helping us survive. And I'll also, in the middle of the story, share some things we need to be aware of about depression to know. And I might even throw in my own story that I've shared before. But why not just go and watch the old videos and we see from there. Sash, oh, why didn't God give you a different name? I don't like saying your name. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Welcome, dear. Welcome, 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 girl. Sasa.
Yes, how are you? Forward,
I'm
Yaji?
good. Poa sana. I'm glad you made it.
I did.
God's miracle, God's will, we need to bring the awareness. It's only God, isn't it?
It's only God. Yeah, this far it's only been God. It's been God. For me, it's been God. I don't know what
So
people believe in, but for me, it's been God.
it is God.
Yeah.
Without God, we can't do a lot of things. The things we are able to do right now is just God. We have to connect spiritually. So, what did you want to talk about today? First, do you want to maybe introduce yourself and then just go on and tell us about your own story and journey?
Yes, I think a lot of people know me by now. You know, social media. Nowadays, I meet with people and they're like, "Oh, you're Sasha. I know you." So yeah, my
You are
name is Sasha Seraphine
for
Mbote.
you. Mm,
Yeah, Sasha Seraphine Mbote. Born and bred in Kenya. My Kikuyu name is Wamboi. I live in Tanzania. I work in the spa industry and I empower young girls and young mothers abandoned with kids in the spa industry. Basically, I train them how to do the treatments and
mm,
get them jobs or work with them. I'm also the director of Upendo Women's Foundation, an organization founded by my friend Jerry for the girl child of Kenya. But
mhm,
since I've been living in Tanzania and I travel a lot in Africa, in every other African country that I've gone to, I try to see whether girls have the same issue. And Tanzania was our second country where we began. Then there was South Africa, we're in Uganda, we're in Cameroon, we're in Malawi. So by God's grace, we are growing slowly. So that's me and what I like to do things that empower communities.
So, it's sweetheart. What you're describing to me is the life. You're
Yes.
living the life. So, tell us what's happening. You are literally what everybody wants to be.
Yes, this is very, very funny. Like, I thought I should talk about my story because I started struggling with depression. The first time that I started struggling with depression, I was in Form 2. And
Mm.
there was a teacher
Oh.
who was like, yeah, there was a teacher when I was in Form 2 who wanted to have relationship with girls. Back then, you know, like our parents, you're not even educated about these things, but I just knew that it is wrong. So, and he
Mm,
kept on punishing me for refusing him. And then eventually I ran away from school. We went to my friend's place. We stayed with her grandmother. Then I went back home. By the time I went back home, my cousin used to be my teacher. So he had reported home that I was not at school for 2 weeks. So, and
mm,
you know how our generation grew. It's not like this generation, like they are free to do what they do. So, like all my aunties are coming and they're being told that I ran away from school. Everybody thought that maybe I was at a guy's place, but
mm,
eventually they did their homework and realized that we had gone to a place called Kandara. My friend's grandmother lives there in Muranga because I was studying in Muranga.
mm,
And um eventually I never wanted to go back to that school, you know, but you know, our parents, and I've used a lot of money. My one of my aunties is a teacher and she was like, you will have to go back to that school because we don't have
mm,
money to, if you it's only another school, then we have to pay first term and second term and third term, you know.
mm,
So, and they decided that I'm going back and I'm going back. So for me, I just wanted to die. Because being young, people are going to tease you. And when we left, people are like, mtarudi hapa hapa, So I was afraid of that kind of shame. So, and my sister was, my small sister was very, very young. And I had stories that if you drink a lot of, you take in a lot of malaria tablets, you can die. So what I did, I was sending my small sister a dose, and I tell her when she comes back, I tell her don't go buy in the same shop, go and buy in a different shop. And she went until she was tired. She started crying, and then I just took the pills, I mixed them up, and I put them under my bed. But a child is still a child. I I made a mistake of throwing the cover of the medicine in the dustbin. So that day I was so withdrawn. I was not talking to anyone. I didn't eat, and I was just, because it was like it was on a Sunday, and they were sure they're taking me back to school on Monday. So I told myself that in the morning when they wake me up, they will find a dead body, So, and fortunately, my mom, I don't know what she went to do, and she saw those malaria tabs, whatever, in the dustbin, and she just came and she started choking me. And I was like, no, bado sijakunywa, ziko chini ya kitanda. Yeah. So, and then that's when they realized there is a problem, and I didn't know how to explain. So I was taken to a psychiatrist in Buruburu. I am very grateful for him. His name was Dr. Otieno. And when we went there, we went with my mom and my aunt, and then I couldn't open up. So they were told to get out of the room, and I did open up, and I told him what is going on in school, the way I'm being punished, and that's why I don't want to go to the school. And he called my mom and my aunt and told them, if you can't get a school, you tell me. I'm going to close the hospital for 1 week. I will go and get her another school. And he was like, do you know the kind of torture she's going to get once you leave her there, Because definitely they were like, they are going to explain to the headmaster what is going on. So I think that was the first time that I had those thoughts. And I continued with the therapy. And then after that, I was taken to Masaba Hospital. There was another lady called Dr. Waswa, and she also did therapy for me. So that was my first time to do therapy. But with time and the kind of when I started traveling, I started to heal myself. I've been healing myself with traveling and connecting with nature. I have my friend Millie. She's been like my counselor constantly. She talks to me every day since 2013. And when I have a problem, I talk to her. But since COVID came and I depend a lot on tourism. Basically, I depend so much on Maridadi Tours. People think that I depend more on Sasha Spice because I market Sasha Spice a lot, and Sasha Spice is what backs Maridadi Tours, So since tourism went down, we were locked in. You can't travel. I haven't traveled properly the way I travel for the last 2 years. And again, a lot of people that come to my rescue, a lot of people that I talk to, all of them were facing something. This one has lost their loved one. This one has lost their job. So at some point, I didn't have a healing place, And in July last year, I lost one of my business, and it was my passion. And I was sick. I was having a Delta. Yeah, I was having Delta, and when I lost the business, even the people who are working for me, when I told them to bring my things at home, they were like, I shouldn't bother them because the same company, my business premises where I was, they told me that I shouldn't bother them because they've been employed by the company directly. And I think it wounded me so badly. And I think the thoughts came, but then again, I was very, very sick. Even the guy who was bringing me food, it was like a struggle for me to just get to the gate. So I am depressed. I am alone in a foreign country. In a foreign country, you're living in a foreign country, you know how challenging it is, and especially for us women because of double standards. So I felt so much alone, and I just wanted to sleep and never wake up. And the only reason that I am still alive, I think it's because I didn't even have the energy to go and get something to take.
Yeah. You know what? All you're describing is somebody who had been crying out for help, but unfortunately it gets dismissed a lot. Dismissed. We
Yes,
always try to cry out for help, in different ways. But as children, our parents never understood that, you're between being a woman and being a child, and you're trying to navigate the world, but nobody's seeing it that way. People are only worried about the end goal. Oh, we want her to go to school and graduate and be a doctor, and they're so fixated on that they don't think of your well-being. What is happening to this girl? Why did you stop
yes,
loving school? Why have you changed? Why are you being like this? Okay, some girls do run away and be with men, but
yes.
that's also a part of help in a way. But how comes her she didn't do that? That's not the natural thing most women girls do. What is she trying to tell us? It's just the lack of awareness, awareness. Yeah.
Yes, there's a lot of lack of awareness, and then there's a lot of stigmatization, and then you find that people have a lot of expectation for you. For me, I don't care what anybody thinks about me. I thank God I'm past that, and it didn't come easy. It's something that I've also had to work on. You saw how it went in 2017, so I was left alone, just to be strong for myself. You understand? So I basically don't care what the next person thinks about me. But also there are these expectations, and then right now that I'm doing therapy, my therapist said that I'm very, very resilient, because I've been explaining to her even how I try some businesses, like when the business have fooled people, then the owner of the place wants the premises before I've gotten back my money. And all those things were clogging into my mind, and I started to feel so left out. And then sometimes you're crying out for help, but nobody is understanding. I think around August, I wrote something on Facebook, and there are people who picked. There are people who picked that I was having a problem, and they called me, and some of them were praying for me, some of them were telling me, I've sent you this and that, and I think sometimes people also, as a human being, at some point you want to feel appreciated, And I remember on that post I said, I can't remember the exact words I used, but I said, I don't need your prayers, I need money, because I was broke. And yes, and a few women picked it, and they called me, and they're like, oh, what is going on, Sasha? And also that time I was going through something very difficult, because I make the product for Sasha Spice, and I got this American client who was so interested in my work, and she sent the money, and the person I was working with to make the products was supposed to go to Dar es Salaam and buy some things, and it disappeared with the money. And you see, it's the same time that I've lost my business, and then this has happened. A client's money is gone, and there's nothing that I can do,
Mm.
you know. And so all these things came to me, and I remember recently when I sent a distress call to some of my friends and my family, I was listening to it, and I didn't know that. To be honest, I feel very, very sorry, because it was so scary. And the way I ended it, especially one of my sisters almost collapsed at work, and they didn't know what to do. And they
Mm.
called me, and they said, we'll try and get me a therapist. Then there's my friend Mary. She paid for a therapy for me in Nairobi. But I was just feeling like I'm always there for people. But
Yeah.
when it comes to me, people throw prayers at me. Prayers cannot change anything. If I'm sleeping outside, prayers are not going to change my situation. If I am hungry, prayers are not going to change my situation. If I need food, prayers are not going to change my situation. And the good thing that I'm doing therapy with my therapist, one thing I'm learning, I'm not someone who expects things from people,
Mm.
but my cry for help, it's like I was sending that kind of a message. I've always
Mm.
worked hard for myself. I
Yeah.
am actually, I really hate to be dependent on anyone. And actually my dad, if I ask for something from home, my dad is always saying, jeshi wangu akona shida, kama ameitisha mpatieni chochote anakachotaka. So I rarely ask, and I have friends that I will call, and I'll be very open. I'm going through this, I'm broke or something. But most of them have lost their loved ones. Most of them lost their businesses. Like, the people we help each other were also going through something. So you can imagine how I felt alone. And again, being something I've realized in a foreign country, it's very rare to find true friendship, because everyone is fighting for himself, and it is okay, you know. It is okay. I thank God I have two people. They're both from Kenya. It's my friend Mary and my friend Douglas. I can count on them, you know, and I'm open with them. I can tell them I'm going through this or I need that. But like I'm saying, everyone since COVID came, everyone has been going through something. And my breakdown came because I felt so lost. I felt so lost. And again, I've never been the kind of people to have courage to hang themselves. For me, when those thoughts come, the first thing that I think of is pills. But this time during the distress call, it was the same. I was very weak. And when I sent the distress call to my family, I was feeling like someone is pouring hot water in my head. And that's when I realized that now this is getting out of hand. Because 2 years ago, a friend of mine fell into depression, and even when I would call her, she would not know who I am, and she'd left her car with me. And when I called and I'm asking how because when she went back to Kenya, I was supposed to help her sell her car, so she left me with her car, you know. And I saw she's not communicating and everything. And when I called her, she's like, "Who are you?" And then she gave the dad the phone, and then I told the dad, you know, she left me with her car. It's almost 1 year, and there's nothing. I don't know what to do with it, you know, and it's costing me because, you know, when you just keep it, it's going to spoil, you know. So I really needed that to be sorted out. And then that's when the dad told me that she has been depressed, and she literally could not remember who I was. She didn't even know that she left me with anything, you know. So I think I was getting to almost that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, welcome, and everybody who's listening. Yeah, do say hello. Do give us your own comments, your own experiences, what you understand, what you know. This is something that really affects a lot of us. The statistic out there is so scary. We pretend that these things are not happening, but they're happening even to the best of us. Sashona is the kind of person who has that best kind of life. She lives, I think, by a beach plot, isn't it? You live at the beach or something. You know, she has all those things.
No,
People are.
no, I
You
don't
do.
live on the beach.
You
I
do.
live in a beautiful island. I live
Yes.
in a beautiful island. I'm trying out just like everybody
Say
else.
no more.
Yeah.
Say no more. You say no more. You see. So you're a person who is able to travel. You're a person who is able to start businesses. And listen, guys, I'm not like a certified therapist or anything. I'm just a person who is there for my friends. And when I'm there for you, I go as deep as you want, and I allow you to be yourself, and I allow you to just be you. If you want to come to me and cry, if you want to come to me and laugh, if you want to come to me and talk, whichever direction you want. Like Sashona is a person who likes humor. And that's why when she puts something on Facebook, people are thinking, oh, it's just one of her jokes. But sometimes it's just a deflection from the whole problem. Sometimes it's a coping thing, the way she immerses herself in her work. Sometimes it's just her trying to pretend that, okay, guys, I'm okay. But actually, if you look, she's just a person who is drowning and needs help. So you need those subtle messages. And when you know your friends, and if you get to know your friends, if you take some time and just come out of your me, and just see other people, listen to other people, you'll start seeing those signs. You'll start noticing those behavioral changes. You'll start seeing little things that add up, and you'll be like, no, that's really unusual behavior. And you will be able to reach out to a lot more people. And then you don't have to be good. The whole point is not being good and perfect, a perfect friend or a perfect whatever. It's just trying to be that for somebody else. That's all that matters. Just trying to be that, just reaching out. Let them decide whether they're ready to talk about it. Let them decide whether they're ready for you to be there. Give them time, give them space. We all act differently. Just like today, Sashona was like, oh, she knew she wanted to do the interview. She's happy so that she gives the awareness. She helps somebody else. But just some hours before the live, she's like, oh, I have a live show. there's all those things that changes your mood and everything. I'll read one comment, then I'll come back to you, dear. Listen to her speak. I just see myself for real. At times, people send prayers to us, and in real sense, it's only financial support that is needed. Yeah, sometimes it is a lot complicated, and most of our problems do come out from that. A lot of our problems have been there, and it was all about finance. Because I was in this financial problem because of this guy who showed magic to me, and we were starting this whole new good, perfect life with a perfect family, big car, I don't know what, furnished the house, all on credit card and everything. And even paid for his flight back because he had some things he had to sort out and go so that he comes back. But when he left, that's when I was like, oh my God, this is unusual. It came back to my senses, but by then things were bad. And I wanted to let out some fume and just try and see the positive side of things. And I decided to go away for my birthday. I'm a new driver and everything. And then what happened? That car that has just been bought has been written off. So there was a lot of things happening at the same time. And so money was in the middle of it because you're thinking, how am I going to pay for all these things? A new car written off. It was brand new. What do? You're just absolutely stressed. And that's when I went to a deep place. But for me, it's also a long journey. But I know right now, the chances of me going to that dark place are very minimal because I see the signs and I deal with them immediately, including social media. If I start noticing that I'm on social media, wrong side of social media, I'll start noticing that I'm being in it too much, or it's beginning to stress me up or make me unhappy, I just come off it and look after myself. I'll share some of my tips as we go on. So my dear, you are seeing somebody who is helping you. What are some of those things that you've noticed about yourself that could help you or help you change or help you not to get that again?
I think one thing I've realized when I used to be, people don't believe that I'm an introvert because I'm very loud on social media. And then I meet a lot of people just see me with pictures. But if I can tell you that I live alone, I've been living alone for the last 10 years, you can't believe. Because I don't even watch TV because I'm healing myself from a lot of trauma. I've been through a lot over and over in my life, So one thing I've realized when Mama Millie started teaching me about being positive, and then I started to learn on my own that everything in this world is connected to energy. Like when I registered my first company and I registered it with other people, there were things that happened in the beginning that is energy, and if I had concentrated on that, it wouldn't have gotten to the place where it got me, because the first time now I knew that I'm about to lose my mind was in 2019. I was working with a very, very, very abusive travel agent, and it was a job for a very big group. And then she was too demanding, so abusive, and then when she deposited the money for the group, my business partners, for some reason, I was removed unawares from the business account, but I did sign it myself. You know the way you sign things without reading? So the client is demanding, and then it's a lot of money, a lot of money, and money for 20 clients who are staying in 5-star hotels, and the trip is for 2 weeks. That's not small money, you understand? And there are excursions involved. They are taking the tour cars, So I got into also a very dark place, and I remember I was crying at the bank in front of everyone, and they're like, the tellers are telling me, you're not in the account, so there's no way we can be able to help you. So that was a very big trigger for me. And remember, I am just still healing from the insults I was receiving from Kenyans from 2017, you understand? And then I have been doing therapy. I've been doing therapy in South Africa, and it's a very good therapy, like retreats. You know, those kind of retreats. Every African country I go to, I try to find such places, like where because I learned there's a lot of healing in nature. I like to find places where I can connect with nature. I think you've seen some of my pictures when I'm in Olgilai in Arusha, such places where there is nothing else apart from rivers and trees and birds, and so I am healing. I'm still healing myself from the trauma I faced, and I continue to face, because now it's another election year. The insults have begun, So, but now I don't give a shit. I'm sorry to use that kind of language, but I said I don't care. But back then, it's somehow, as much as people were seeing me strong, it really affected me, So I am healing from this, and then I get so fixated on work. Creating itineraries is not something easy, and that's why I live alone, because your mind has to be very positive. You understand? So I am healing from 2017, and then I get this group that I'm taking to Kenya, and the agent is like abusive and all that, and the work was too much. And then we finish that, and then I have to plan. And these itineraries are things that you plan for 1 year, because these people pay in installments, So you're creating this itinerary, and then she's like, this is not what I wanted. So you have to redo it, you understand? So I have that kind of trauma. And then now the money is almost being taken. The client booked through me, and the client is actually threatening me. If this trip does not happen, I will put you on CNN, Sky News, BBC. I will say you're a thug out there in East Africa. I thank God that everything worked out. My lawyer helped everything to work out, and the trip was successful. And then I have healed from that. And then every time I also travel with groups, I usually go for a holiday to heal myself. So the time I'm supposed now to go for a holiday, because me, I heal myself through holidays. That's how I realized, since I started to travel, I'm very positive, I'm very happy. So right when I'm planning to travel and also go and do my exams, then all of a sudden the whole world has been closed. You can't go nowhere. And then there's a lot of fear being spread. You understand?
Yeah.
So I am going through that, and then I now lose the business I love the most. You understand? And I haven't had the time to go for therapy. I paid for my school fees, but I could not travel to go and do my exams. And then now I make in Tanzania, by the way, we pay rent for 1 year. So yes, we pay rent for 1 year. That is why it's very easy here to find yourself on the streets if you don't plan yourself well. You understand? So all these things are going on, and I pay my rent in advance, thinking that if this thing of COVID continues, at least I've paid my landlord in advance. So if it comes and maybe I am stuck, he's going to understand. And he becomes constant noise in my head. And then I have been working smart for the last 10 years. I will create my itinerary sitting here, and I will still make my money. I will do something online and I will make money, I can make money online that can sustain me for a whole year. But now all that is gone. Everything that is coming my way is cancellation, cancellation, cancellation. You understand? And the small businesses that I do, they don't even benefit me. They're just for getting young men and young women out of the streets. You know how it goes in Africa. You understand? So he's now constantly pressuring me. And then I've opened a restaurant. It's not my field of work. It's not my passion. But I had to do something because I need to put food on the table. You understand? And I didn't realize that running a restaurant takes so much from you. Mind you, I've not been working hard. I've been creating itineraries. I'm somewhere on a holiday. I'm in my bed. I'm in my house. I can, like the other day, your sister put something, and I think I shared it. They are hardworking people. Yes, they are hardworking people who are lazy. And I laughed about it, and I actually wrote about it, and I realized, this one makes sense because, I work so hard, but it's not like hard. You understand? But
Yeah.
now with the restaurant, I had to constantly be there. I was going there from 8 to 10 p.m., sometimes from 8 to 12 p.m. And it took so much from me. And then you have new staff. This is not your field. I'm constantly on Google, on YouTube, training myself about a restaurant. I don't have time to rest. I am still stressed that I paid my school fees and I was not able to travel to go and do my exams. So I think all these things came into my mind, and then they are coming to me when I don't have money. And then at the same time, especially as Africans, most of the time, I will not say Africans, because me, I connect with so many people. I connect from people from all continents. Sometimes people don't know how to tell you, wow, you've done something good. They are like, the food was nice, but this. So then there's also this one is complaining about this one is telling you the TV should be here, this one. I had not
You're
had noise
overwhelmed.
about work. Yes,
You are.
about work for so long, because I quit my job where I was being paid so well because of that kind of noise. And now I've come to a field that is too noisy. If it's not a client complaining, it is the staff I'm trying to train the same thing 10 times. It became too much for me. And then plus now I am thinking, where is my rent gonna come? My landlord is threatening, I'm gonna put you out on this date. And oh my God, I've been in a very dark place, and I'm not embarrassed to speak about it. I'm always an open book. I'm never ashamed of my journey. I'm never ashamed of my journey, because I want to inspire as many young women as I can, because for us in Africa, we are deprived of opportunities. We are marginalized, you understand? And
Yeah.
I feel very good that I don't have a godfather or a godmother out there, in the way our systems work in Africa. I work hard for me, and I want to teach other people to be like me, you understand? So when
Yeah.
all these things came crashing, it was too much for me. But you have asked me a question, how can I help people to overcome? So like I said, Millie has been teaching me how to live positively for too long. It is beautiful, but it is dangerous at some point, because you become so against negative people that sometimes when they speak and you feel their negativity, it starts to agitate you. So now something I've learned through this experience is that I have to accept they will always be there, because in the beginning when I opened the restaurant, I dealt with a narcissist, and I've been reading from Dr. Remani. Somewhere she teaches about these things. I'm watching her on YouTube, and I have dealt with a lot of narcissists in the past. I grew up with some of them. So when I opened the restaurant, I dealt with one who had all the traits, you know. So, and I realized, and as I'm healing myself, I'm teaching my mind to accept that there are people who are there, and they will tell you things to put you down. So what I'm learning is to just put it behind my back, because like when you're going through what I've been going through, and then there are these people, and you find out that someone is saying things to pull you down. If you don't control yourself, then you are going to get yourself into a very, very dark place. And that is exactly what happened to me. So, and like my therapist said, she said that I'm very resilient and hardworking and all that. And then so she told me I am a metal, and she's going to help me remove the rust. And what does she mean by the rust? Number one, I need to not to expect anything from anyone. Even if I did what for them, I shouldn't expect any favors from them. Number two, when I was telling her about the way I have tried business, I tried this business, and then when I'm about to pay myself, that's it. Someone says they need their premises, she told me I have to put it behind my back, the back of my head. It's not as easy as it said, because I'm also a human being, and I realized the other day, my dad taught me as a small child that time is money, and time wasted is never recovered. And it's the other day that I called myself for a meeting, and I've said I'd rather sleep at home than do something that will consume my time and it's not gonna pay me back. You understand? Because this is like what has happened to me constantly. And it's something that has happened over and over and over. And she asked me, how do you think you're going to rectify this? So I'm still working on that. I'm still writing down my notes. But one thing I know is that time wasted is never recovered. I can lose that business, I can lose that money, but I can get more money. But the time that has been wasted, I will never recover it. So in the future, anything that I am doing, I'm trying to find out, is it going to waste my time? Because if it's going to waste my time, then it's not worth doing it. And that is what frustrates most of us. So I would advise people to think about that.
Okay. You are going through therapy, and I'm meant to totally let you through that journey so that you get the right help, you don't get missed emotion. Millie and I have the same outlook when it comes to life. It's not about being positive and pretending that there's no negativity in this world. The negative and the positive live together. Yeah, and we cannot be happy every day. That's a high expectation that is not fair on yourself. You have to accept that you're a human being, and a woman for that matter. You'll go through those mood swings, you'll go through hormones, you'll go through all that. It's more of accepting that everything is a season. That okay, it's raining today, but it doesn't mean there won't be any sunshine tomorrow. It's all that. And then sometimes with this whole knowing that time wasted cannot be recovered, sometimes these things are beautiful and useful that our parents instill in us so that we are disciplined, but sometimes they become limiting beliefs. They're limiting you in a way, because the universe is limitless. The universe goes on and on and on. All this limitation is as human beings who have brought it into place, so that even time is man-made. Time is an illusion. Time is man-made. We made all these things so that we can communicate better. So when I tell you, like in Mele is in USA, when I tell her I'll be live at 5, then she can understand from my end what I mean. And those are the things we created. Yeah, but never regret on anything you do, so long as you make that conscious choice, conscious awareness. Put your intention on. Be spiritual. You connect to your spirituality. Spirituality tells you to go ahead. Go ahead. If there's something off, don't do it. If for any reason you smell something off with somebody, don't do it. You rather pause and listen than not do it. But some of the things I really admire about you is this, that you're totally connected with nature. You don't do things like TV. Those are the noises that are here in the world. But when it comes to that restaurant thing, if you have someone like me in that journey, a therapist is so essential, because a therapist's job is rectifying and dealing with things that have happened, the wrongs. Yeah, but as we are about finding your answers, your purpose, and dealing with this stuff in a different way. So if I'm with you in that journey, first I want to know why you're working as hard as you are, and do you have other answers in your head on how you can work maybe smarter, or other ways you can work. And sometimes when the noise comes about people telling you these negative things, or remove that TV from there, or the food wasn't good, sometimes we take it critically because of our own beliefs as well, or of our own mindset. If you start having a more of a flexible growth mindset, you'll take those things and evaluate. I would like using the word dissect. You dissect it and check the insides of it. Is it coming from negativity? Is it coming from negative energy? Or it's something that could help me? So, because there was so much going on in your world, you didn't travel, you started a business that you don't know, you had to put all this effort to learning, and then people are criticizing your effort. Nobody's telling you, oh my God, you've done really well. You've done, there's nobody to clap for you. There's nobody to pat you back. There's nobody to notice. All you get is and then we are so biased as human beings. We hear the negativity than the good. So even if people tell you the good, then negative is so loud. So loud. That's why you see people like how we focus on that positivity, so that you see the good in everything. You see the good in that negative comment, negative remark. We see the good in it. And is it coming from a good place? Can it help me? Can I use it in the future? Can I consider it, or is something to put in the bin? And then a person like me, when I come to you with boundaries, teaching you about boundaries, placing those boundaries and having those boundaries in place. Why are you telling me that? Are you telling me to help me? Is it helping me in any way? Are you in a position to tell me that? Who are you to tell me that? Let's say, for instance, I came to you and I start telling you, oh, your restaurant is the wrong color. What grounds? Why have you allowed me to have a say in that? When you have things like boundaries, okay, that doesn't matter, that matters, that doesn't matter. I like Renee Brown. She taught me something amazing, that's what gave me confidence. I'm also a person who never could do something like this, sit and talk to people, face a camera and talk. I could never do that. But Renee Brown taught me something really important, and it was the thing that she says: if somebody isn't in that arena with you, in that middle of the field, fighting and sweating, and they have no say. If you're not in that arena, you have no say. All you're doing, like the people who are watching football, how they're cheering, oh, pass that ball, pass that ball. You're not the one who's flipping playing. You don't know why I've made that decision not to do it. You've never played the game with
Exactly.
us. So why have you got
Ex-
a say in? So we have to learn how to cut all those things off. But what you're experiencing is not totally new. It's common for us women, where money is involved, where we are out of our comfort zone, where you need growth and you want better and you want better for yourself. All those things are to be expected. But how we deal with it is what what brings the change, how we deal with it. There's a word that's becoming common now. There's a called adulting. It's just learning how to adult a little bit better. I know it's a wrong word. I know there
no,
are
no,
better words.
no,
Yeah.
no, 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 no. It's not a wrong word.
Yeah.
Our
It
pe-
kind of
our
is because it means that.
No,
But
no,
if you
I love it. No, no, I love it when they say that,
okay.
because I love it when they say that. I love it when Kenyans joke about it, because our parents never taught us these things. Like we were just taught things that we cram in school.
Mm,
We were not taught the real life. You see, like for me, when I first started working in Mombasa, I grew up with the communities and people who loved each other, people who shared and everything. And then my
mm,
first job, I meet people who don't care and all those things. You understand? So I think
yeah.
we should also try to teach people these things. And then I am one person who really hates to fail. And then since 2015, I've been working with people that I personally train, and I push them.
Yeah.
I give them a period of time, and I'm like, if you're not catching these treatments that I'm teaching you, there are a lot of girls out there who want
Mm,
to do this. And I think I've been working with people who are hungry for change, and I teach them and they catch things very fast. Some of them right now are owning their spas, some of them right now are spa managers, you understand?
mhm,
So, and then
mm,
I come into a field. I've been working in hotels for too long.
mm.
I know how to set up a table. I see it all the time. But it was not something I had done. So this time I am
From
doing it
managerial
physically.
point of view and leadership.
Yes, I just realized that something I have to reduce from myself is that I hate to fail. And every time, like, there was a complaint, or every time I'm telling this waiter, this is how it is, the way it's done, and tomorrow they are not doing it, and I have to teach them again and again. And I was starting to feel like a failure, you understand? And I
Yeah.
really hate to fail. Another thing, I haven't I like to do a lot of charity work, you see. For the last 2 years, even our NGO has been struggling financially, so we've not been able to travel and give the girls the reusable pads that we do. And those are the kind of things that heal me, you understand? Because
Yeah.
I'm getting other people who are in other situations, and I sometimes see, oh my God, I am so blessed, even though I'm not where I'm at. So also these charitable things have been healing me. I have the children with special needs that I personally help out of my own will, you understand? It's been 2 years that I haven't done anything for them. The only thing I've done was the end of last year, and it was just buying diapers and having lunch, which is something very small from what I'm able to use. And I was starting to feel so much like a failure. And on the day that I had the breakdown, my son, I have an adopted son in Arusha. He's been out of school, and he was like, "Mom, there's because we still don't have school fees. There's this place they're teaching French classes, and it's only 100,000 T shillings." which is $50. And I literally cried that I cannot be able to send him $50 to go and learn a language. You understand? So all these things, all these things started playing in my mind, and I'm like, but God, why?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, you have really high expectation of yourself, and then there's some limiting beliefs that needs to work on. But what you're doing, like charity work, being there for people, giving, is really amazing. The problem with fixed mindset, you see things as failures. You don't see them as learning process and growth process. And it's not your fault. Our generation, that's how we were taught. You are either clever or you're not. But there's nothing like that. It's not green, black and white. It's nothing. Everything. In fact, nowadays they say there's nothing like a stupid mind. There's just untrained mind, untaught mind. There's nothing really like stupid. It's just not been taught.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just not been taught in the right way with patience. Somebody asked a very nice question here. Why is that? Why is it that those who really help people while in need gets very minimal support while in need? From my own knowledge and my own thoughts is that because I've been that person who used to give and give and give and give. But sometimes giving is a weakness. Sometimes giving isn't as strength as we think. Because why are you giving? When you start asking yourself questions like why? Why are you giving? Are you giving from because you have from a point of having? Are you giving because it's okay to give? Are you giving because you want to give? Ask yourself those questions and know why you're giving. Most of us give because it's expected of us, or because now you've kind of made it. You think that you have to give. You don't have to give, and you have to choose your struggles. You have to choose the things you give to. Don't give from a point of even kujinyima. Give what you can and when you can. And then the support thing sometimes comes from the fact that we're too independent, and we've given out that energy of I can do it. I'll always find a way. I can do it. Some people think you can do it. People don't think you can be depressed. Sasha is always jovial, happy, and stuff. Oh, and she has a life that a lot of people admire. No, she can't be depressed. So nobody's there to support you. And you see, I understand this thing. That's why I reach out to people. When I see you, like people expect you to be always happy, or you have all this maybe fame or money. I do know there's a lot of expectation, and you don't really have friends. You'll have about like one or two people you can speak to. And that's why I normally reach out and just find that if you want to talk and stuff, you become lonely. It becomes a lonely world, a world of always giving and not accepting support. You have to accept and love being given. Giving and receiving are energies that need to work together. You have to always be happy to receive. And when you receive, you have to be thankful for it and appreciate it. Whatever it is, then it will make you be comfortable in receiving. Right? When you're a giver, you struggle to receive. I was like that. Sometimes, I know you are the giver. You are the giver. But you have to be also comfortable in receiving. Start small. Vitu ndogo ndogo tu mtu akikupatia, shukuru. Be happy. Take it. Be happy. Be happy. Don't expect to be giving.
I know, like, I have a friend, I spoke about Mary, and she's always like, when we meet, she'll bring me a small gift, and I'll be so excited, and she's like, it's just nothing. It's not nothing. The whole of this year, no one has remembered to give me something, I'm not expectant in that way, and when I give, I don't give so that I can receive back,
And
but as a human being,
possibly asking for help, it's a strength, it's not a weakness. Even going to therapists like you're doing, that's a strength. Because we've not been taught that it's a good thing. We've not been taught that. That's why even our men don't go there, because they think it's a weakness. No, it's good. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to receive help.
No, for me, it's not for me, I ask, and I have people who I ask, but I am also very hard to ask, because like you've always had me speak of Mamina, and she's always been there for me and all that, and she saw my distressed post on Instagram, and she called me at 2:25 a.m. and she was like, my daughter, what is going on? And I'm like, Mom, I know you lost your husband. You're also going through this and that. And I thought there's no need of draining you. She's like, no. You're my daughter. You're part of my family. Family is not always by blood. You should have told me and all that. You understand? So for me, it is very difficult for me to ask, because right now there are people that you ask, and now they've found a place of gossip. You understand? So because of such people, it's rare for me to ask. And like I'm saying, the people that I usually ask from, all of them were going through something. So you
Yeah.
see, at some point, yeah, I
You
just felt
see,
I'm very,
that's because you're a giver. You always consider others before yourself. You've not learned total
yeah,
self-love. That's why before you even
yeah,
ask for that help, you've already checked the whole picture. Oh, look at this is going on in their life. Oh, you've already looked at the whole picture. So you're thinking, oh, let me, hii yangu ni ndogo, mine is small. Let me keep it to myself. So you end up not asking for help. Maybe they have room for you. Maybe they have space for your problem. Not really a
I
problem.
know.
You, at the end of the day, you've just shared. Maybe it's just good. You'll feel even better to have shared, and you might have get the answer from just sharing. So because you're always a
Yeah,
giver, you're so
yeah,
aware
and
of.
yeah, and also for me, this time why I went into a very dark place is like I told you, I'm healing from other traumas, and I've not been doing therapy for the last 2 years. You understand? Even
Mm,
my one of my therapists, she saw the post and she's like, "You don't have to pay. I will do it for you for free." And
ah,
why didn't you ask? I was like, I didn't ask because I usually pay. I didn't know like how it would feel if I'm asking if we can
mm,
continue till when my finances are back to where they are used to. And she said, no, 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 no. I'm going to do it for free. We are still gonna continue. And I think I have now 5 therapists, and I thank God for that. Also,
mm,
the trigger that came in 2019, I lost everything and I had to start all over again. And when I
mm,
lost everything, I I remember one time I gave a testimony. We were somewhere at a Kenyan lady's funeral, and I shared my story to encourage the children that she left behind. And
mm,
every Kenyan who was there was like, Sasha, why didn't you ask when I said that I was sleeping in an abandoned boat on the beach, you know? And me,
mm,
I'm bold and I always speak my truth. And I was like, I didn't ask because if people speak ill about you when they are not doing anything for you,
mm,
what would they do if maybe they are helping you? And now we have cameras. Maybe I will ask someone for a place to sleep. Probably I'm
mm,
seated on their sofa, they are taking a picture and they are like, ah, look at this one now. I'm the one who's helping her. So that's the reason I never asked. And then I am used to giving, so I am not used to
mm.
getting. You understand? I am
Yeah.
used to giving a lot, and for me, I'm an empath. And I'm reading about empaths, and it is also very dangerous to be too much. And I
Mm,
thank God. I was talking to my cousin Pauline. She's in the US the other day, and I was talking to her, and she
mm,
told me uh, uh, too much kindness is a sin, and I laughed and I was like, I didn't know that. She said, yeah, it's a sin.
mm,
It's a sin. And I remember my mom Mina, my second mom Mina, there's a time she said that wema usizidi uwezo, because I always feel guilty, like if someone is in need, I have sometimes borrowed to help someone and I don't have, and then I remain with a debt. I remember early last year, my friend Damaris Muga and me, there was a lady who said that she's about to sleep outside with her children. I gave her the little emergency money that I sent, the little emergency money that was left in my hand. And for me, I
mm,
don't just like to give people, because if I give you and then what will happen tomorrow? So we asked her, for us, we just don't want to pay rent for you or help you pay school fees because there's tomorrow, what can you do? And she said that she can start a small cake business.
mm,
And I offered to buy the machines that she needed. And I
mm,
sent the money, and Damari sent the money, and there was another lady, she's called Abigail, she's a follower of mine, and I can't remember what Abigail shared, and then only for us to come and realize that that woman conned us, you understand? And I really
mm,
felt bad because I gave her the little that I had for myself for survival, you understand? And I sent it for her to buy the machine so that at least instead of us paying school fees and the rent for her, we start a business. We sorted the rent, but then we thought of long term because she's still gonna need to survive tomorrow. And I felt very, very bad. And I'm starting when my cousin said that too much kindness is bad, and I remembered for me also it's inborn because my grandmother is like that. My grandmother that I'm named after, my mom's mom, my mother is like that. I know sometimes when I go to my grandmother's place and she will pack things for me to go back with in Nairobi, and she tells me to tell my mom the bag she packed in is not hers, so my mom should not give away the bag because my mom is that generous. You understand? So for me, it's just in me, you know. And
Yeah.
I'm not, yes, I don't expect anything from anyone. But what I know is like the people who have been sending me prayers. There's one lady, she's called Florence. She's been calling me the other day. She's like, my sister, I understand what you're going through. I sent you something very small. I said, no, you didn't have to, you know. I have my mom Beldina in Kisumu. She's another kind lady. I have her daughter in the US, Grace. You know, they're so kind to me. I have Amelia, I have Mamina, I have my mother, I
You
have
are
my
well
sisters.
loved. Yeah, you are
Yeah,
well loved, and that helps keeps you going. I want to read, if you allow me, I want to read a few comments here.
okay.
Someone told you, said, no failures in life, only lessons, absolutely. And then lessons to make us, yeah, the lessons are to make us better, absolutely agree. And then there is always remember collective karma memory, collective pain, collective love, collective consciousness. Nothing in this world is as we see. Life can't be seen in the needle of an eye. Yeah, if you're like me, I just believe that we are divine beings just having a human experience. So if we stop taking it too seriously and just connect with our spiritual world and find that life purpose, we'll find that it makes it a lot better. I know for myself that for me to go back to a dark place, that will be really, really difficult. But because now, before I make any choices, I have to put it out and get my answer first. And sometimes it's so scary when you start paying intuitive calls. Some answers are immediate. Some answers are immediate. Sometimes you can even be with people and there's somebody with bad negative energy that was in the spiritual world trying to like almost harm you, and you see something happening there, and then you're like, and now I have my own rituals just to acknowledge just my own made. Nobody's taught me. It's just things that I've decided to believe in, to just tell me that, okay, I'm aware that this was about to happen, but I'm grateful for the protection, divine protection that just happened, you know. Yeah. So, and then there's
Yeah,
somebody's telling
yeah.
you, in
Uh-huh.
weakness there's strength. I had something here. In weakness there's strength, absolutely. A giver will never lose as long as you are doing it with the heart and innermost intention, absolutely. Give, and just whatever they do with it, it's nothing to do with you, so long as you know why you give, and you understand why you give. Anything they do with it, that's not on you at all, because money is energy. Money is also energy, like a lot of things. So, Shona, why are you
Exactly.
still caught up in the past, which is unconscious in the world? Do what the world sent you to do in this world. Yeah, what do you think about that, Sashona? And then
What did you
find a
read?
balance.
What did you read?
The saying, Sashona, why are you still caught up in the past, which is unconscious in the world? Do unconsciousness. Do what the world sent you to do in this world, then find a balance. Equilibrium is the utmost, and you too much kindness and generosity is an unconscious egoistic doing. Sometimes it comes from the ego. If you strip yourself from the ego, that's when, and it helps. That's why we have to know why we do things. Why are we doing what we're doing? Why are you giving? Why are you an extreme empath? Why and why and why? Once you do that, you strip yourself out of the ego. Is it about people saying that I do it, or being seen that I do it? Is it, am I doing it? You know what?
No,
I agree with that.
no. For me, the giving part, it's a passion. There is a time I remember, and I fell out with a friend, and I was like, I told my mom, this one, even if like, if and I told the person, even if you find me dying and I only need a glass of water, just let me die. My mom told me, no, you're not that kind of a person. You're just angry now, you know. So for me, when I give, I don't expect anything. In fact, I like to do it the way they say it in the Bible. Like, don't let the left hand know what the right one did, you know. But as for the part of ego, I have this kind of ego, like, especially because of the way African men treat our gender. If I feel like someone is trying to boss me around, I have that ego and it blows up also. That one I am not gonna lie about. I hate
Yeah, we
to feel
all
like
have,
someone.
and it's a journey.
That is my
Mm.
that's my worst That's my worst ego. If I feel like someone wants to, especially to put me down with words, because I know what I've healed from the past. I know what people who had chained me to an extent of losing my self-esteem. So I am very, very aggressive if I feel it,
When
especially if it's a male, like someone wants to put me down with words, my ego is up there. That one I'm not gonna lie about.
Yeah, somebody saying, what happened to self-love? The only way out is in. Wow, yeah, absolutely. It all starts from in, the healing and stuff. Self-love is so powerful and so amazing. It's a game changer. I know we've been taught that
Let
it's
me,
self, but sorry,
yeah,
go on.
yeah. Let me tell you something, and this is something that I want to tell the world. If there is anyone who practices self-love, you see, I have a very huge following. I have people who follow me. My inbox is, sometimes I have 1.1K per day messages. And sometimes I have to go through them because there are those ones that I just look and I ignore. You know, those men of hi, they hide themselves, they answer those ones I ignore. But for me, because most of the time I get my tourism clients through my inbox, I have sometimes to check these messages, and sometimes people come to me and they tell me, like now I've just been taken back to Facebook jail, unfortunately. So like when I am in, people always come to my inbox, I come to your page, I read something, it encourages me, or I come to your page and I laugh about something, you understand? So, and for me, sometimes the things that I post, there are people who also, I have Ati, I have your sister, I have Tina, I have Johnny, I have Sonia, I have Terry Walker. Like we always talk shit there, like we joke. We just joke about life. We don't take, we are easy people. We don't take anything seriously. Even if it's about politics and you take it seriously on my page, I'm sorry, you're going to harm yourself, because I forgot about it immediately. I posted it, you understand? So, and for me, I make a lot of jokes, and that's
Yeah.
how I heal myself also, you understand? I also heal myself through my social media, through everything that I share, you understand? And I also get educated through my social media, because I might write something that doesn't go well with someone in the society. And like before, when I used to argue with people, I like to read from someone, because sometimes you can learn even from a fool. Sometimes you can learn from an ignorant person, you understand? And you know how to correct yourself. You get it? So for me, and also criticism, I don't take criticism negatively. I don't take criticism negatively, but it's just that too much was happening in my head. And I'm very happy. I have a friend of mine, she runs an Ethiopian restaurant. And the other day she realized that she can't see me on social media. And I even met with friends of mine, and they were laughing, and they're like, you're the one who says that after doing one job, you're in your room, you're meditating. Now there's no time for meditating, because you have to constantly be in the business. And when my Ethiopian friend called, she's always full of positive vibes. So if she calls, she's like, Mamina, we first start laughing. We don't even know what we're laughing about. And then she's like, hey, what happened to you? Are you okay? Because I'm not seeing your post and everything. Or did they put you back in jail? But I know the business that you're doing. And for me, it's my passion. She was telling me, for me, it's my passion running a restaurant. But I can see you're very busy. You're not even posting. And I was honest with her. I was like, yeah, I'm in Facebook jail. That's why I'm not posting. But I am also not posting because the job that I'm doing has been so demanding. And she was laughing at me, and she's like, Sasha, the restaurant is not as easy as you think. I think you should just stick to your thing of the spa. And I told her I am thinking of that, because, oh my God, it has truly drained me. And then it was draining me when I don't have money. You understand? When I don't have money. And then I have the trauma of 2019 when I slept on the beach. And this
Yeah.
landlord is constantly telling me, I'm going to kick you out,
Yeah. Yeah.
So I had to break.
Yeah. For me,
No, one
yeah.
second. No, 1 second. No, Nicolle, 1 second before
No
you say.
problem.
So when I started talking now, I wanted to tell people, you
Yeah.
have to let people be. You have to let people be. Stop telling people, like, someone will have a miscarriage, and then you're telling them, you're even better. Do you know Nani? She took the child up to university and the child just died. Your pain is not my pain. Let
No.
people be. Stop stopping people. And this is what I have realized. Most of the people who are even like, I try to share, they just shut you and they're like, Sasha, what are you talking about? Do you know this person? So you just keep it. You know, you just keep it. And for me also, I have another kind of therapy. Like every year when I go home, I have some sibling rivalry with my sisters, and sometimes when I go home and I've not been with family for too long and they try to pick a fight, I just cry, and my dad will be like, just let her be. And I think, you see, I've not been able to travel the way I travel, so I have not let it out for too long. You understand? People need to let someone be
Yeah, I
when
do
they
agree with
when they're in
you.
that space.
I do agree with you. I was hoping we can also tell people that when you're trying to be there for others, just understand the journey is different, the resilience is different, your understanding is different, the understanding is different. So just meet them in the middle and just be there for people. And when it comes from a point of love, everything just tends to work out. If you're really concerned for somebody from a point of love, it really helps. But what we really need to do is really practice self-love. Self-love is not sitting in the spa, it's part of it. Sitting in the spa and just being in the jacuzzi and stuff. No, self-love is a lot of things. And self-love does strip you out of that ego. I know sometimes we misunderstand what we mean by ego. Ego is just not that. Ego is a lot of things. Ego is a lot of things, and it's what we've been taught and what governs us. But when you strip ourselves out of ego, we find that loving becomes so easy. Even self-love becomes so easy. So I want to read a little bit, and then I'll just try and help people on some of the common signs on depression. I didn't want to go deep. There's a lot of videos out there that I've done about depression, and we've gone deep into mental health and mental awareness. So somebody say, I understand, Sashona, but stripping yourself for others is not self-love. Sometimes in this world, direct learning is the only way. Indirect learning are only fragments, Sashona. It's unfortunate that the world loves chaos and pain. They don't know the easy way. Only love can heal the world. I think that was from Kala.
Thank you.
Kalake Mutuku.
Thank you.
Yeah. And then somebody told you awaken your Kundalini energy point. You'll be amazed. You need to come on here and teach us about all these things. Did I read that? Practice self-love, yeah. And then only pass down the generosity, kindness where it's deserved. You are in this world to amplify what is going to change the consciousness in this world. And then landlords and unconscious, beautiful world. Millie, okay, somebody was telling Millie her process. I think Millie is just on points on this. That we need you, Millie. We need you, Millie. We need people like you to teach us to connect. Things like depression are a journey. People think that it's just something that happens to you. Like like your story, the things pile up. Sometimes the past also creeps in and misses you down. But when you deal with things as you go, you reduce the chances of it. And once you notice things, deal with it, and then you need a let out channel, and that's why yoga comes in. Things like yoga are good. You need meditation is really good, but you need to find what suits you, because it's not one size fits all. Again, you need to find what works with you, because some people, if you tell them yoga, they imagine but they already feel discouraged and they think that it's not suitable for them. But just find something that helps you. You really need to get energy out. Energy is supposed to flow. Energy is not supposed to stagnate. Even in your house, anywhere, energy needs to flow. And most of us, we get depressed because we bottle up things. We keep things and keep them. We bear things so much. We're there for others and we feel like they're never there for us, but we've not really probably let them in, or we've not shared it. Then one day it all comes tumbling down. Sashona, remember, spa is an exchange of energy. Be careful with what you're taking. Oh, thank you for saying this. Thank you so much. I've been a spa owner before, something you probably don't know. I've done reflexology. I was good at reflexology, really good in a way that people used to say I had healing hands. I did shiatsu. That is way when I started off. And it used to drain me. And it used to take my energy. You have to always, but at that time I worked in a spa, so we use all the facilities. We didn't have had a cold plunge and stuff. So I owned a spa business and I worked in a spa all at the same time. And it does take your energy and it attracts negative energy to you. Thank you for bringing that up. It's really true. Though it seemed like it's in the past, maybe some of that energy stagnated somewhere and needs to be dealt with. Not somebody's kind. Aki, well, yeah, Aki, it doesn't show. It doesn't show your name. That's why I have to read it from here, and I don't even know how to pronounce the name right. I'm seeing here it's Kalake, here is Kaleke. Aki, well, yeah, you'll have to literally teach me how to pronounce your name. And I've tried reaching to you a lot. I want you to come to my show. You never respond. There's nothing like depression. That's what the world wants you to believe. Only low energy points of energy vibration. Be an observer. The only master is breath. Depression
That
is
is,
a name
wait,
being given.
1 second. Yeah, the one thing, you see what that person has said? Those are the people that suffocate you. Those are the people that make people not speak out, you know?
Yeah, I
You
know.
know, and
Let me explain their point because I understand it. There's some names that have been given to this world, and some have negative energy already in them. Depression is just a name for us to understand and relate to it, but we call things to existence, and our maths are very powerful. Our maths are very powerful. So yeah, it's okay to realize that whether you want to call it depression or low energy or anything, it's okay to recognize it and deal with it. And if you need help, seek help, find that help. Some like me, when I went to depression, mine was termed as low mood. Why? Because I refused to go to depression to be given tablets because I was gonna go get to that point. But I promised my GP that I'm going to fight it and I'm going to get out of it. You see, so don't worry about the names, but what we're doing is bringing awareness and we want people to talk more about it. So what we want to do is people to meet in the middle. So whatever you want to call it, whatever, but it's recognizing that sometimes we have a problem and sometimes we feel like we're in a dark place. And sometimes when you're in that dark place, for some people, they don't want to go out, they stop socializing, they don't even want to open their curtains, they don't want to do the things that brought them joy at some point. All these things happen to you during that time. So whatever name you choose, it's okay. Just know it happens, and it happens to the best of us. It can happen to anybody. So I did have some points that I wanted to share. Unless Sashona, you wanted to share something else.
yes,
I wanted to
yes,
some,
I want, yes, and this is what I'm saying, and this is and I'm gonna put it boldly. Stop suffocating people. Even the world, we have summertime, we have rainy time, you know, we have snow time. There are seasons in life. Stop suffocating people. If someone is in that space, allow them to be. Allow them to be. Stop saying that it is not there. It is there. It is there. There are times that you're happy. There is a time you're mourning. There is a time you're sad. This thing of suffocating people is what is killing people. And the only thing that I'm still alive is because for me, I speak out. For me, I speak out, you know. Someone else, how many people this week I've been reading, and since I shared my story, my inbox is so busy. Yesterday, a lady from Nairobi called me and she told me she's so happy that I spoke about it because she was thinking of killing herself. You understand?
yeah.
So these are things that are happening to people. Stop telling them that they are not there. They are there. Stop telling them that they are not there. That is how you suffocate people. That is how you make it worse. It is okay to be broken. Every man has a breaking point, even the strongest of them all. I've worked with in the spa industry. You said you've worked in a spa. I've worked in the spa industry. I've worked on prominent people and celebrities, people we see out there and we envy them and we wish we can be like them. But they sit with you and they tell you some of the things they have to go through. I've been working with the pastors' wives. They are being beaten at home, but on Sunday they have to stand in front of the congregation and smile and put up that smile because that's what is expected of them. So stop suffocating people. Do not suffocate people.
Oh, okay. I would have put it differently, but the point is, we should allow people to have their experiences. The world is about experiences. Yes, some people go to dark places. It happens. I've been almost at that dark corner. I just tapped myself out like last minute, like, no, I'm not gonna let it happen. So I do recognize that it is there. Whatever you choose to call it, just don't let it happen to you. Don't let it happen to the people around you by spreading awareness and helping people. When you see somebody's changing, they stop liking the things they like, and you see like now Sashona, she's like what could I? What's the word that I want? You're like on the edge. You just kitu kidogo too. You'll be like, so that you get triggered easily right now
I'm
because
very, yes, I've told people who are close to me right now, people I'm working with, I've told them to be very gentle on me because I'm very, very sensitive at this moment, and anything can trigger anything, And the time when I was in, at least now I'm having therapy, the time that I was solo, like the phone will ring and I am so irritated, just the phone ringing, you understand? Yeah, but
yeah.
also me, also we have to understand people, we are different. For me, I teach aggressively. That's who I am. I am aggressive. Yeah. And I never used to be like that. It's the world that pushed me to that place. So me, I am aggressive.
So yeah, okay. This wasn't totally like a therapy session. This was just sharing your story and for people to know that these things happen to people, and if they're experiencing anything, they shouldn't go it alone because we've seen a lot of people taking their own lives. It's sad. It's dangerous. It can happen to anybody, and we also judge those people who decide to do that, but it just reflects on us as a society, who we are, what we are, were we there, did they have awareness, were we there for them, did we support them? So it's just a reflection on us. And again, sometimes it seems like they're the brave ones, they're like, you know what, I'm out of here, you guys, you don't understand me, you don't need me, I'm out of here. And they feel like nobody will miss them. They don't feel the love. They don't feel that energy of love reaching them. And that is not a nice thing to go through. So I was just sharing some tips that I wanted us to be aware of, to help you. These are different from the things I've shared before. Like I said before, there are lots and lots of things to know. Just increase your natural energy. When you're vibrating high, it helps you be better. It helps you deal with the world. It helps you deal with adulting. Nobody tells you that these things will be difficult. There'll be rent to pay. Bills are looking at you. You're like, if you don't do it, who will? There is chores, there is responsibilities, errands to do. There's all those things. So when you have natural energy, it really does help. Increase your energy mostly by eating well, making sure you will put things that come inside of your body is on the healthy side. Yeah, eating well, being in a nice environment, having nice people around you, those help you increase your energy. So when you increase it, eliminate the should of the world. The should are the things that people you think you should do. Yeah, what people think told you should do. You should have a job. You should do this. You should have kids. You should have a husband. You should do this. You should. Those are the expectations. It's got nothing to do with you. Understand your journey. Understand your purpose. Do your journey. Do your purpose. Have your own experiences and enjoy them. Eliminate those shoulds. Write them down. In fact, you need to be writing things down. Then you'll find yourself like, okay, I've written here that I have to cut my lawn or something. Is it a should? Why should you do it? Why are you doing it? Can it wait? Can it wait when you're a better day, when you have that energy, when you're in a mood? What will happen? Will the world end if you don't do it? So if you sit down and find those shoulds and try and eliminate them, and then learn that everything is good, even the bad stuff, because the bad stuff are learning that. Now people are joking about character development. There are character development stuffs, even the bad. At that time when you're going through it, it's not convincing, but they are important. For the Christians out there, you've been told that to be thankful for everything. In everything, give thanks. That should help you keep going. Yeah. So just remember that even the bad stuff are just good. Protect yourself on a daily basis. I do that every time. Like even these lives, they do drain you. They do take your energy. When I notice that, because I'm sharing my energy with everybody, I don't know who is there. I don't know who is watching. So I try to pray before and after. And if I forget or if I didn't, then I go to the spa. It's not a big deal, like it sounds like all portion stuff, but I do use the steam room. I use the sauna. I use the jacuzzi. They're just small, but I use them to just make sure my energy is still up there, because it's so easy to drain yourself. They really take your energy. And so a week like this, I've done 2 lives, so that is a lot. So tomorrow's spa day. Instill good habits. Teach yourself good habits that help you. As for some people, the good habits could be like waking up in the morning and just. It's so amazing when I wake up in the morning and I have to take the dog out. Sometimes it's the last thing I want to do. Sometimes it's the last thing in the world. But when I go out and I look up and I see the stars, is so amazing. It's so amazing. So that's a habit that I want to keep because it does me so much good. And then sometimes you notice one star and you're like, oh, this the sky does have a star. And then immediately you start looking, you start seeing more. Eventually, there's so many stars that you didn't notice at first. The way, because obviously when in Europe, it's not like Africa, the stars are everywhere. Here you hardly see the stars. But once you start noticing one, then sooner or later you're seeing so many. So just teach yourself some good habits, even the eating habits and stuff. And then eliminate energy drains. Energy drains could be anything, could be friends and stuff. Not that you're saying don't have friends, but sometimes when like you're trying to rescue yourself, we've always said that put on your seatbelt first, and stuff, and oxygen mask first. Sometimes when you're going through stuff, you don't have enough energy for everybody. And if you find some people are always like mourning and not trying to be positive or seeing the positive side, you realize that it is draining you. Protect yourself. It's okay at that time to protect yourself and try to just, get yourself back to normal, and then now allow the things you can allow in. Your space is a very sacred place. It's really important. You are home, your brain, anything around you is so important. All these things are energy, so be protective with them. Really be protective with them. That's all I can say from my point of view. But don't forget to seek help. Don't forget to seek help. Don't go through this thing on your own. Talk to somebody, help somebody, even if you don't feel like it. Even if you don't feel like it. And I'm here, I'll listen. I'm happy to listen. Just say, hi, Nikki. I have something that's bothering me. Can I talk to you? I'll listen. So, Sashona, is there anything else you wanted to share before we close? It's been a long session today, isn't it? I really appreciate you.
Yeah, yeah, it's like what I said, it's okay to break. You are not alone. You're not the only one who is facing challenges in this world. I've actually realized that since I opened up, and like I said, my inbox is like this. I'm receiving calls, and also try and find what you love to do when you're in that low energy. Because for me, it's usually like very low energy, and sometimes I usually struggle with insomnia, but when I'm in that space, I just want to sleep. I can just decide to sleep because I don't want to think. I like to make my mind, clear. So most of the time I just sleep. And now the other day I took my dog for a beach walk, and I soaked myself in the sand. Also salt water heals. You can always cleanse yourself with salty water. You can use sage. She's in the spa industry. I'm sure she will tackle some of those things to make you revive your energy. Like she said before, you have to believe. I believe in that. So you don't have to do it if you don't believe in it. But I've
Yeah,
realized that salt has a lot of healing, and
yeah.
it does heal your energy. And then someone mentioned about the spa. It is true. One of my spa trainers was from South Africa. Her name was Lillian Terry. If you check, you can see her product line. She passed away. She had cancer. But
Mhm.
I remember she would teach us, because sometimes when you're doing treatment to some clients, they chant, and they're chanting, throwing away their negative energy to you. And Lillian Terry used to show us how to immediately, if you're massaging the leg, there's a way she used to show us how to release that energy. So if you're in the spa industry, you need to learn these things. So yeah, sometimes we in the spa industry, we are also taking a lot of negative energy from other people, and that's why it's good to cleanse ourselves with sage, good to cleanse ourselves with salt. I'm very, very grateful that we've had this talk. I want to tell everyone who has been checking on me, my family, my mom and dad, my sisters, my brother, Mary, Millie, Mamina, you, Sonia, Adi. There are so many, I can't mention all of them, you know yourselves. And my followers, lots of them have been sending me very positive messages. I'm very, very grateful. And I want to remind people that we as human beings, we've lost a lot of compassion. Let's try to practice compassion more than we look for money. That is actually the world right now does not need money. The world needs compassion. And try and check on people. Try and send them a positive. Like I have a Nigerian friend. He's always sending me a positive message from the Bible. Some of you are Muslims, Hindus, whatever religion you believe in. For me, I am open-minded. I believe God is one. Unfortunately, the devils are many, but God is one. So he's the high power. So the way you believe in him, it's not none of my business. I am working on myself. Nicolle, you've spoken about spirituality. Actually, even the itineraries I'm creating for Maridadi tours, because people have been wounded so much since COVID came, they're actually having a lot of excursions. We are going to do that. We are going to practice a lot of spirituality. And I've realized that spirituality takes you to another high level. And I think this lockdown was too much for me, because I'm someone who's used to travel. I'm not those kind of people that break down easily. So when you see me, when you see that I've reached to that point, I had reached to a point of no return. And I want to tell anyone who's facing it, it is okay. It is okay. It is okay. It's not a crime. If you find people who are trying to stigmatize you, stay away from them. When you're in that situation, stay away from anyone who is trying to belittle you with words. If you're in an abusive, I thank God I'm not in any relationship, because I can only imagine women who are in relationships where they are being belittled, they are being beaten, and they have children crying here and there. And I was saying, hey, you are where God wants you to be. Because sometimes the things I go through, I look at myself and I just say, oh my God, I respect mothers, because I can't imagine how my head is feeling right now. If I had a small baby there crying, I'd really like go mad. And that's why you have seen during this time, a lot of women have committed suicide, and some even killed their children. So look for things even on YouTube. There's a lot of like that guru. I read from him, I watch him, I listen to Joel Austin, I listen to TD Jakes, I listen to Medea, what's his name? That guy. I listen to Steve Harvey. I listen to Leslie Brown. You just listen to these motivational speakers, not the fake ones that now we have on social media who are out to make money, but we have these motivational speakers that even if you are at your lowest, you will listen to them and they will heal your soul. So as I continue with therapy, I'm listening to them. If you saw my phone, I have a lot of downloads, and every night I'm listening to them, and they are my lullaby until I sleep. So find something that you like to do. For me, I love to be around nature. It's unfortunate that now I've only been in the coast, of which I love the coast, but also, like I said, when I go to places I've not been where there are rivers and things like that, they heal me. So find what heals you and do it. Do it regularly. Go out there. There are some times when you're depressed, you don't want to do anything. You don't even want to take a shower. But the way they say, dress up and show up, try. Just push yourself. Push yourself until you heal. And I'm very great that you featured me here, and we're going to do more shows, and I'm getting in a better place. And the people who are writing to me, the people who are calling me, I am praying for you as I pray for myself. Right now, I am not listening so much also to people, because I'm on a healing journey. I don't want also, like, I don't want to know about politics and things like that. Avoid things that can make you argue with people on social media. Social media is also becoming very, very toxic. So watch the kind of people that you follow, because they can also put you in a space that you're not in. When you're in this space, try as much as possible to listen to positive people. But through my journey right now, I have learned that the world is not mine. I am not here alone. So I have also to adjust myself to learn how to be around negative people, because they will always be there. And those are the ones that when I found them, like, because I find negative people, since Mom Millie taught me how to be positive and positive and positive, that's why I became an introvert, because I don't like being around people who just pessimist. I don't like being around pessimists. But now I am starting to accept they will be there. They will be there. And if I see that I cannot be around them, I can always excuse myself. It's not like someone has chained me to be there. So just avoid that which you know that can trigger you. And I'm very grateful for this show, Nicolle. And thank you very much that you've been talking to me. Thank you to my therapists, the 5 therapists that are working on me. Thank you to Mary, who went out of her way to pay for one of my therapists. Thank you for my sisters, who also went out of their way to make sure that I have therapists. My family is sending me positive messages every day. Mom Millie, she talks to me every day. I have Mom Mina. I also want to thank and so many other people. I have my friends, like they are coming to pick me. Like now I have a friend of mine called Justina. We are going out. So those small things, like there's a friend of mine the other day, her name is Betty. She came and picked me up and we went somewhere. It is the little things that count. Unfortunately, in today's world, people look so much into material. I thank God that since I started spirituality, I no longer value material things. So I'm at a good place, and I thank God for the far that He has brought me. And I'm going to come out of this, and I will come out of this
You
to
will.
help many, many more people.
Yeah, Team
Thank you.
Sashona.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you so much.
my followers, all my friends on Facebook, you mean so much to me. Actually, I was also I think the depression was also going high because I have people that, like your sister, Madge, Ati, Sonia, Johnny, we joke every time I post, they will come and joke about something. So even when I'm in a bad mood, like somehow they get it out of me, So I'm trying to avoid so much, to be in Facebook jail, but unfortunately I'm on the red alert. Like today, I just made a comment and then I was taken back to jail. I have I have Akinyi. Akinyi, she was very, very, she's been talking to me constantly. I have my friend Gloria. I thank all these people. I can't be able to mention all of you, but you, my followers, you give me life. You make me laugh. You've been sending me prayers. You've been sending me positive energy. And I just need to be around people like you. And God bless you so much.
God bless you. God bless you, darling. We'll send a shout out to them so that you mentioned all of them. I really appreciate you for your time. Yeah. And I know you'll come out of this, and I know I'll be seeing you soon. Thank you for always being there for us and coming to our platform and teaching us, inspiring us, and helping us. God bless you so much, dear. Thank you, everybody who's just watched. I hope you've learned a thing or two. If there's something we've not covered, go on and ask your question. I believe we must have covered it in our other videos. We've done mental awareness videos a lot. We're on YouTube. Yeah, we're on YouTube. You'll find a lot of useful videos there. Thank you so much. God bless you guys, and bye. Nice weekend. Mungu awabariki. Thank you, Sashona. Mungu akubariki.
Thank you very much. Okay, bye-bye.
Nicolle.